I actually cleaned my room today. I know that may sound strange, but it is something that I haven't had to do in quite some time. I remember wanting to hire a housekeeper years ago, and the amount of guilt, even shame, confusion, fear around just that thought stopped me in my tracks. Maybe another few years before I gave myself permission to just try it, just see. I knew that I was working a lot and was in school at the time, had kids at the time, was married, and so there were so many pieces to the puzzle that were not fit together because I just was in so many different places at so many different times. And to do all that and cook and clean and be present emotionally for myself was just impossible. And so I knew I had to get help. I just didn't know what that looked like. And so I heard about housekeeping, right? Getting a housekeeper and how amazing, but that didn't align what I knew to be true for me and the people I knew and grew up with and saw. My mom did not have a housekeeper. My grandma did not have a housekeeper. I said, I don't know if this is a good idea. And so the guilt attached to trying something new that was not culturally accepted in a way shut me down for the first couple of years. But when it became unbearable, I said, I'll just try it. I remember her still to this day. I hired her. She came and she did a estimate. So she looked at the house. She went through, told me everything she'll have to do. And I just remember feeling like, in a sense, trapped. Like a part of me was saying, you got this amazing opportunity. You can afford it, which is a privilege. This seems exciting. But then it was another part of me saying, what are you doing? Clean your own house. Why is she here? And so these two parts of me were pulling at each other, like going back and forth as she was telling me all the amazing things she'll do, the amount of time and effort she would be able to save me, cleaning the refrigerator out. Who wants to clean the refrigerator out? But she sounded excited to do it. And so I thought to myself, I'll give it a try. And I did and fell in love with it. Although I was still on edge, although I still kind of felt inadequate or not good enough, because why can't you clean your house? You've done it all this time. I didn't hire someone after that for another, maybe several months. And then fast forward another few years, again, not being able to do all the things. I gave myself permission to hire someone and a little more frequently. And I told myself, if you can get through 2 months of just allowing them to do it, just come do it. Don't make any decisions until after 2 months. Let's see how it goes. So it was that part that was like guilt tripping me. Why are you doing this? You can clean your own house. The other part made a pact with her. It was like, okay, if you just chill for 2 months, give me 2 months and let me just show you. And I have not looked back since. Again, noticing the privilege, noticing the permission. And so knowing too, I don't have to do all things. That doesn't make me any less than. That makes me even more strategic about and intentional about who I am and what I have going on. So now because I have a housekeeper that comes in weekly, I have more time to spend with my family. I have more time to devote to my business. I have more time to devote to Rachel. Because if Rachel is not okay, the business is not okay, my family is not okay, my friends is not okay, my community is not okay. Because although we may not see it or notice it, who you are in the world impacts all those things, including your community. And so just because I hired a housekeeper and gave myself permission to feel all the feelings, because they don't disappear. So that shame, when you do something different, does not disappear. That guilt, that heavy gut-wrenching guilt does not disappear when you do something different. That sadness, that maybe I am inadequate, that thought, that deeply held belief, the belief of I am failing because I cannot clean my own house. You wanted this house. You prayed for this house. You can't even clean this house? Oh, she was real loud. But the reality is, yes, I prayed for this house. I wanted this big old house. I'm going to get somebody to help me maintain it. Just like a car. Nobody guilt shame us when we take our car to the car wash or to go get an oil change. That's okay. But we can't get no help just taking care of our home. Nobody guilts us if we don't get somebody, when we get somebody to cut the grass. We don't hear nothing. But if you don't get somebody to help you cut that grass, or you don't cut that grass, that's when you hear it all. Really look at some of these things. Like, what do you need help with? What do you need to give yourself permission to do to support you? Because the society we live in, some of our cultures, they didn't have help. Either they didn't want it, they couldn't afford it, or they preferred to do it by themselves. You don't have to do that. If you have an option, you can take that option. We do not have to do it the way others came before us did it. I am choosing to do it differently because as I raise my children, they get to see that they also can do it differently. I hope that my daughter, because she's able to watch me, realizes that, oh, I can get help with cleaning my house. Oh, I can get help with whatever I need as long as I can afford it. I recognize I need the help and I just do it. And so I encourage you to identify what you need to give yourself permission to do, whether that be cleaning, whether sometimes that may just having somebody to do your laundry. And I know that's a whole nother topic. I know some of y'all may be squirming in your seats. Maybe we'll brace that, approach that another time. But what is it that you need support with, that you are unwilling internally, unwilling to give yourself permission to do? I encourage you to do it, or at least consider what it would look like, right? You know how we go out and we test drive a car before we buy it, right? Test drive the service that you need support with. If that is a virtual assistant, if that is ordering groceries instead of having to go to the grocery store, test drive the service for a certain amount of time. Give yourself a couple of weeks or a month if you fancy. If you're bold, the first time, give yourself about a month and just see the amount of time you're saving, see the amount of money. Do you know there's a such thing as decision fatigue? The less decisions you have to make, the more you free up capacity internally and externally for those who are around you and, of course, for yourself. So just do an audit, see what you need support with, try it out, and let me know in the comments when you do. Come back. Let me know. Bye.